Welcome to today's episode where I'm going to be sharing with you some transparency that actually helped me step into embodying my best life. So stay tuned. Welcome to Embody Your Best Life. Usually, when I have an episode, I actually have a training, something to truly help you, some strategies to help you embody your best life. However, I truly believe that transparency and sharing with you my journey and the steps that I am taking to actually help me embodying my best life can be quite crucial because you might actually see these trainings, let it be on YouTube or listening over on your favorite podcast channel. However, there's so many things behind the scenes that we might not be aware of shifts and changes that actually I have been doing, I have been taking to help me regarding my vision of where I want to lead my life, where I want to lead my business, where I want to lead the impact I have with people that are here following me on my community. And this is what today's episode is going to be all about. So it's a bit of a personal journey, personal story to share with you maybe why I have been a little bit MIA the past few months, because I had to make a big decision to actually step bigger into the dreams I am seeking. So if you're new to my world, or if you're not new to my world, you know a little bit of this story. For the past 21 years, I have been helping women, men, really individuals of all varying ages and goals to help them actually embodying their best life through nutrition, through fitness, through mindset work. However, the more I've been doing my work, the more I've been seeing that we need to create more shifts from the inside and out. Because for the past 21 years, 2 more days to go, past 21 years, I've been actually a clinical dietitian. And as a clinical dietitian, my main focus was always helping people regarding their food. But I saw throughout my journey that just talking about food did not make a lasting change because we have so much information about it online. Like, we know way too much for our own good, actually. And with all this information, even with all the information I shared with my clients, how come some changes were not lasting? How come certain things were hard to integrate? And it's not by throwing more food recommendations and rules and so on that actually creates a change. It's actually a deeper story, because you have to understand that our relationship with food starts from the moment we are born. It's an emotional connection, it's a friendship connection, it's a self-soothing connection. So just talking about food, trying to shift that to actually change our health, hasn't really panned out to help people in their greatest ways. This is why I started kind of adding more tools to my belt, if I can say that. Adding psychology, adding neurolinguistic programming in terms of my coaching, adding Ayurveda counseling, adding mindset work, adding yoga, adding mindfulness. And as I was progressing through the years, I realized that as much I am talking about food, I am talking about so much more than just food. And that's where I actually had to make a change. Because being a clinical dietitian, my main focus is food. And I wasn't able to actually really span out and talk about everything else that can help my clients, help them embodying their best life. And as well, I wasn't able to actually share my message or create my coaching at the level that I want to bring it to at the international level. So because of that, I had to make a very hard decision that I know a lot of my friends and my partners, like, they're all like, they know the whole story, that I actually had to make a decision a few weeks ago on March 15th to leave the Order of Dietetics in Quebec. And it's bittersweet because it's kind of being in this relationship for 21 years, being part of an order, kind of like a sisterhood, if I can say, and then kind of stepping into an unknown, stepping into something new, something that can be scary, that there's like some fears involved because I won't have that title anymore. However, I know there's a vision that I want to create. I know there's something bigger than me, bigger than what I was able to do so far. And I needed to step out of that space of being a registered and clinical dietitian and step into a whole new way of actually helping, coaching, supporting, mentoring people in the online space and people that decide to work with me. So this pretty much kind of has been like a big shift. And the reason why I want to share with this is that kind of creating like transparency and being authentic and sharing with you kind of like these behind the scenes, because it was a very anxiety causing decision. I had to let go of a lot of things. I had to step into the unknown that I might not be able to work in a medical clinic again. So there were so many familiar things of me hanging on to that title of being a dietitian here in the province, and letting go of that title. I kind of felt like naked. I felt it was a divorce. I felt I was all alone because I am stepping into a whole new role, and it is scary. Listen, I even said it today when I'm actually in the process of changing my mortgage rates. And I told the guy, I'm like, listen, give me a good rate. I don't feel like changing. I don't like change. I find change can be sometimes a good thing, sometimes it can be a bad thing. However, change always creates some kind of stress. There's always fear. There is always fear. No matter what decision you make to step out of your comfort zone, there's always going to be fear. It's never going to be a decision of like, wow, like I saw the light and the clouds parted and I just knew, you know, and you don't know at the same time. And the reason why I'm sharing with this is very often we like to stay where we are. We like to stay because it's safe. And safe equals comfortable. However, when you're looking to embody your best life, when you know that you are meant for more, when you know there's all these goals and these dreams that you want to bring into your reality, and it is stepping out of the familiar current reality that's going to help you get there, there's always going to be fear. There's always going to be a moment of hesitation, of doubt, and it is completely normal. If there is no fear, if there is no doubt, you're not actually stepping out of your comfort zone. It's like, for example, being a dietitian in one clinic and stepping into another clinic. It might be a little bit of a change, but you're kind of staying the same. You're staying kind of in the same level, flat level, and you might be good there, and it's okay. But for me, being an ambitious and driven woman, and as well the clients that I'm working with, knowing that they're meant to do more, to live more, to be more, being this like flat terrain is actually something that is in a certain way like killing them on the inside, if I can say. And that is something that for me, whenever I stay in the same plane, just because it's safe and comfortable, but I'm not happy where I am. Remember, it can just kind of kill you on the inside, but you can still stay safe and comfortable and familiar. But when you want to feel vibrant, when you want to embody your best life, when you want to create something amazing in your life, it is about stepping up, taking that step, that leap into the unfamiliar, into the unknown. But the thing that makes that leap into the unfamiliar, into the unknown, feel like the right decision, like a good decision, like I embody this decision, is the excitement. There is fear, panic, and there's fear, a bit of excitement. And me, as I'm leaping through this new change in my life of 21 years being under an order, having this specific title, having these certain types of opportunities offered to me, and stepping out saying, you know what, I think I am meant for more. I know I am meant for more. I know there's something bigger that I'm wanting to create in this life here and now. I needed to take that leap. I'm scared. It's only normal. But I took that leap and there's a bit of excitement behind it. And I want to make that decision that day when I decided, I'm like, this is it. It's my last year as a dietitian. Of course, there's a bit of like sadness or a bit of change. Like, am I doing like the right decision? But I remember like the next day I woke up and I felt good. I still felt a bit scared and not sure where I'm stepping into, but I felt at peace. I felt at home. I felt like myself, knowing that I'm taking the right direction exactly to where I want to create in my life. And the way that I explain it to people, it's because this is a very like peculiar type of like setting. Not everybody can be familiar with it, but it's like being married for 21 years. Like you feel safe, you feel comfortable, but you're not feeling good on the inside. You know there's something else waiting for you. And you take that leap, you make that decision to leave. It could be being in a relationship, a friendship relationship. And you're like, they say you are the culmination of the 5 people that surround you, and you feel like you're always kind of this flat terrain with people around you, and you're like, I need to make a change. I need to make a leap. I'm fearing meeting new people, but I know there's something more out there for me to be able to step into the highest level of myself, to be able to bring into reality exactly the lifestyle, the goals, and the dreams and the ambition that I want to create in my life. because no change comes without fear. Fear is part of the process. It's part of the journey. But it's always looking back at, am I good where I am because it feels safe? But am I feeling good? Am I feeling excited? Am I feeling nourished? Am I feeling alive? Or I am just there just to stay there? And for me, I am not the kind of person to stay there just to stay there. I want to create something big. And for me to create something big, I had to take this big step in creating that shift of leaving an order and creating a true change to be able to truly use all the tools and all the ways that I help my clients support them to help them embody their best life. And as coaches, as mentors, we sometimes don't know kind of the behind the scenes that there's so many decisions that you might follow other people, and there's so many decisions that we need to make, and we need to be kind of like authentic in it, because it's very hard to tell somebody to take the leap when we don't take the leap. It's hard, for example, because I work with a lot of people that struggle with binge eating disorder. It's very hard to help somebody, tell them, these are the steps to stop binge eating if you're still binge eating, or if you're helping somebody create their own business, but you don't even have your own business. So there's all these things of saying, okay, how can we create an environment? And that's why I'm sharing this episode here of transparency in a certain way, vulnerability, of showing the moments that were kind of a struggle. I was kind of like in this path. Do I continue on this highway that is familiar and I know and I'm on cruise control, or do I take that exit? I don't know where it's leading, but I kind of know where it's leading because I chose to take it because I see a big vision waiting for me on the other end. Doesn't mean there's not going to be other changes, other roads I'm going to take. Life is always evolving. But with this evolution, it's always remembering. And this is the key thing I want to leave you with today is, what is your vision? What is your goal? Because without a vision, without a destination of where you want to go, you're not going to have any idea of how to get there. It's like when you book a vacation, you know the city you want to go to. Otherwise, you don't know which plane to take. You know which road to take. You know where you're heading. And yes, vacation, traveling, going to work, we have these destinations. However, the same thing goes with your life. Where is your destination? And then you pick that journey that sometimes there'll be some grind, there'll be some work. I don't like the word hustle. I like grinding because that's kind of like you're grinding up, you're pedaling up the hill, and then you're going to get some smooth pavement. And then you're going to grind up again. You're going to have like some smooth pavement. And it's always having that vision of that goal and making sure that if you see like you're on this path and you're like, oh my goal is like right over there, I'm not even thinking about it, you're going to stay in the safe and comfortable. And for me, there was no life in keeping certain things. It was holding me back. So I took a leap. I took an exit. And now I'm heading towards this journey. And it's been like kind of like a year in the thinking. With the past few months, I'm like, it's time. Never easy, always scary. But once you make that decision, with that vision in mind, again, with that goal in mind, it's not just like an overnight decision, really making sure it's aligned to where you want to go. This is what's going to actually help you embody your best life. Live your best life. Not somebody else's goal, not staying where you are, but having that image of exactly where you want to go, what you want to create, what you want to reach, and always kind of creating an assessment of what are you doing right now? And is it helping you get on that path, or is it keeping you away from that path? And for me right now, I'm creating a lot of shifts. Like, again, it's like a year in the making. Even my horoscope said that. So my best friend sent me a horoscope that said this year, for me, for Aquarius, is the year of change. I'm like changing it all. And it's true. I am changing it all. And this is one of the biggest changes that I'm so far doing. And we'll see what else life comes, because with change comes creation. With creation creates happiness. So always keep that in mind. Change always brings opportunity, space to create exactly what you're seeking and help you spend your time doing things that you actually enjoy and not having to do things because you have to do things. So this is where today's episode really sharing a bit of what's been happening behind the scenes, some vulnerability in certain way of some changes that I've had to make, some decisions. And if I want to leave you with something today, it's always scary creating and stepping outside of the familiar. It is. But guess what? When we are born, we always step into the unfamiliar. Our whole life, it's like, let's walk, let's bike, let's go to school, let's have a new relationship, let's travel. Like it was all these like new changes, and we kind of are able to learn and grow from that. And to embody your best life, we also need to create changes in our day-to-day, realistic changes. But we need to step out of our comfort zone to see actually what we're able to accomplish and help us get to where we want to go. Because when we don't create any change and we kind of stay exactly where we are, it's like stagnant water. It's not good. Things have to move. Things have to move. Things have to move. And no matter what goal you have, you want to get fit, things have to move. You have to move. You want to create your own business, things have to move. You need to learn how to create it. So again, movement, creating change is also learning, implementing, like learning, executing, assessing, and planning. This is exactly what I teach through my LEAP process, is creating that change. So no matter what you're trying to embody, sometimes you don't have to do a big change like I did. Was always seeing like, what am I doing? Not stepping into that next level me because I'm scared of getting away from the familiar. Do an assessment. Is there anything that you wanted to do, but you're like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this, not the right time. I can't do this at my age. I can't do this. Who am I to get this? Like, all these voices saying, no, 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 now's not the right time. Now's not the right time. Who are you to create that change? As soon as you have that little voice saying, oh, this would be nice, write it down and take one step towards it. Scary, just taking one step. We're not asking you to change everything. Take one simple step towards it. And trust me, this is already creating an amazing ripple effect to create and embody your best life. So this is for today's episode, kind of giving you a bit of story of what's been going on. And do stay tuned, amazing weekly episodes with this new kind of mindset of being able to share more of exactly everything that I can help and support you in, giving you strategies, giving you support, giving you personal stories. Because I really want you to know that you are not alone in this journey. No matter what you are going through, we all have our ups and downs, even though sometimes we might not see it with people on social media, but we all have our ups and downs. And I really want to create some transparency that sometimes I'm going to go through, as I call, growing pains. We all go through growing pains, and it's seeing how can I move through that growing pain, accepting it, releasing it, and welcoming the fear. Because when it's fear, and it's exciting, you're kind of on that right journey to create something amazing. So on that note, Dina M be here. I wish you an amazing, exciting day, and I'll catch you in the next episode.